Well, we start with welcoming Mr. Mohan Danyasuri. He is in the Malaysian National TV network with them and has been accompanying Mr. Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, recently when the visit had taken place. He is very knowledgeable as a professional. Our questions can be very, very wide because our relationship of India with Malaysia is age-old, and persons have been migrating to Malaysia for a very long time. We have two commodities in which the relationship is special. Palm oil, we are the largest importer from Malaysia. 20% of the output is imported by India. And for us, this is the main source. It is almost like food security. Palm oil is used in vanaspati, it is used in every cooking. Malaysia imports the largest amount of rice from India. So it's a staple diet, and India is the major exporter to them. Now these are just two ways of looking at it. The reason I mention it is that a lot of common people don't even know that we have that strong a trade relationship. There are, of course, many other items, and they are increasing. Fair amount of work has been done by the two governments, and large number of MOUs have been signed. You are aware of those MOUs. We will ask what the implications are of some of those MOUs. They also relate with immigration, they relate with digital resources and so on. I would be requesting Mr. Lalit Agarwal, who is the Director and Vice President of MERI, to join in whichever way he likes, questions or answers. And this session is primarily meant for our students of MBA, of the Journalism and Mass Communication, BCA, to interact with a renowned journalist like Mr. Mohan. So it's all yours.
I welcome Mr. Mohan on behalf of the institution and the group, and I would not take much of his time, and I would like students to ask questions so that it's more interactive with the students, right? So yeah, you can start with your question.
Sir, my question is, what are the challenges in implementing labor recruitment agreement between the two countries?
Thank you. As our Prime Minister, Datuk Sri Anwar said that we have already have issues in this labors between Malaysia and also India, because not only Malaysia with India, we also have some kind of problem recruitment between Indonesia, between Philippines, because we have some sectors which only some countries only can work in that sector. For example, Nepal only can work as a guard in Malaysia. If from India only can work in a barber shop or a service shop, something like a restaurant, something like that. And from Indonesia, they only can work in a plantation, like oil palm plantation, something like that. So we have to study back. They have a MOU that day. They have a MOU between our Human Resource Minister with your ministers. But we need to study more because the old MOU is already expired. So we need to renew back. We renew back because we want to avoid some exploitation. Because a lot of Indian citizens, they come to Malaysia, they think they can earn more, but finally they get cheated. So there is some MOU that we need to do a research. Because our Prime Minister in the press conference yesterday before going back to Kuala Lumpur, he said that he gave 3 months to Human Resource Minister, Mr. Stephen Sim, to do a research and give back report to the Anwar Ibrahim, and Anwar Ibrahim will give to Modi ji. So if they agreed, they will do another MOU. Because the first thing that we want to think is the relation. For your information, we have a bad relation with Jakarta, I mean Indonesia, because a lot of Indonesian maids have been abused, and some of them killed because of improper employment. So we don't want this thing happen. So we must have a proper MOU that their security must be important. Yep.
Thank you so much, sir.
Please, go ahead.
There any discussion related to Malaysia's keen joining in BRICS forum The Prime Minister seeks India's support for its accession to BRICS.
Yeah, as our Prime Minister said that India was 100%ly support Modi ji, support Malaysia to join BRICS. But our questions, we as a journalist, we questions, what about relationship between Malaysia and the Western countries, especially United States? Because we are still trading using the dollars. When we enter BRICS, we cannot use dollar anymore. We will use our own currency, rupees, ringgit, and all other countries like Russia, China, and something like that. But beyond that, we must think how long we must depend to the Western, because we must put a stop. Because Western is going so far, and sometimes they push Eastern. They don't want to work with us because they got their own crony, they have their own developed things. So sometimes when they make a business with, for example, with Malaysia, there's some things that we need to think back. For example, like technologies. Not all the technologies they will share with us. For example, AI. We created our own AI. We didn't use their AI because there's some rules that they're not allowed to use for us. For example, Huawei. You know Huawei phone Huawei. Huawei. Why if you buy Huawei phone, there's no Google there. You know why no Google? Because Western don't like Huawei to growth. That kind of things happen. That's the main reason why Malaysia should join BRICS. But the question is, after this, what happened with Malaysia and US relationship? Yeah.
Very good.
Sir, why Malaysia issuing statements to internal matters of India over CAA?
Again? CECA.
CAA.
Citizen Amendment Act.
That one is still. Again, the question again.
I
Why
think,
Malaysia issuing statements into internal matters of India over CAA and NRC?
well, let me answer that question. I think the things have improved as of now with the coming of the new government, and both the prime ministers are working very closely with each other, and the countries are also working closely with each other. Of late, there is a lot of understanding between the two countries in their national as well as international matters, and I don't think that something like that is happening now.
And one more thing, as Prof said just now, the changes of government also, there will be a changes of the policy. So when the government change, like Malaysia, in 1 year, we have a 3 prime minister. So every prime minister will bring new policy, so that we can concentrate which policy is this. But now it's Anwar Ibrahim. Maybe next year different person, because we actually don't have a one party government. We have a mixed party. If one party go out from the government, then the government will collapse. Then we have a new prime minister. That's going on there.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Sonali. You have just said about AI. So my question is that how we can help Asian country in AI and blue economy?
Okay, actually, as I mentioned again, my prime minister in a press conference, he really impressed with the technologies of AI in India. He want to learn with India the technology of digitalizations that achieved by India. For example, from the 8 MOU that they signed between India and Malaysia, 1 MOU is regarding the technologies between Mr. Gobind Singh, our digital minister. So yesterday I have a section with him, and he said that Malaysia really need help of India to guide Malaysia and other countries, because Malaysia next year he will become a chairman of ASEAN. So Malaysia will lead all the ASEAN countries, all the 10 countries together, so that we can do sharing technologies with India.
So it's not really restricted to Malaysia, then you expand to ASEAN.
Yes, since it's become a chairman.
Maybe he has 1-year job to promote ASEAN also.
Yes, and one more thing, most Indians workers in Malaysia, they're also working in IT sectors. For example, we have a Maxis line, like Red Tune here. We have a Maxis there. 70% all are from IT experts, all come from India. Yeah, they earn really good actually.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Shrag Bhatia. My question is, how does Malaysia see the sea issues with the South China?
The conflict in South China. Okay, actually, when I can say that Malaysia actually don't want to interfere the clash powers between the big powers like China, like US entering, and now they only depend on the justice. They issue the things in the court and they just wait for the international court to take decisions. The Malaysia, they can't send an army, a navy, or anything like what China doing now. They can't send, they not believe in that things. They just believe in a peace talks, and they still pushing United Nations to look into the matters, because in South China Sea, we got one island named Spratly Island. That island is actually belong to Malaysia, but now China is already built a base there. So not only Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines, everybody now got a problem with China, and plus US also now interfering. It's become a very big crisis, but we can hope from United Nations can do something, or international leaders can have a talk about the matter.
Maybe one last question? Two, okay.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Ramit. I'm having a question that I wanted to ask you, that how does India and Malaysia collaborate in the field of technology, especially in digital innovation and in digital marketing?
Okay, when talk about digital marketing is new for Malaysia actually. It's very new for Malaysia, because digital marketing is created when we have a TikTok. I think TikTok is banned in Malaysia, India, but TikTok is a business platform in Malaysia. We're using that TikTok to make a business. We do it online, we show our clothes. You want to buy or not? Okay, please click the yellow bag, something like that. But we're using that for the business. So our Prime Minister said that we're using that kind of platform to create a digital marketing. So digital marketing is a very good future. And with the MOU that we signed with the India, we can see what kind of platform that we can create it. Because nowadays, digitalization technologies is very important. Especially we got AI nowadays, and some countries are very good with that, especially India, very good in that. So we can use that one. And I also want to include that digital marketing also can match with the film directors. Yes, film directors, when they want to use one kind of the characters, make the characters young. For example, I love South Indian movie like Tamil. Got one latest movie, actor Vijay. I think you know actor Vijay. They make the actor Vijay look very young. Good, yeah, greatest of all time, yes. So we can see that AI also playing the roles in there. So okay, for example, that marketing is one of the part of marketing. So I got AI. For example, I got an AI company. You as a film director, you come to me. You said, okay, I want to make Amitabh Bachchan young again. Of course, I can provide that service. That's a digital marketing. So it's now got a good future, but we see how Malaysia and India can work on that MOU.
This has become very interactive, but maybe one last question.
One last question.
So how is Malaysia's culture is different from India's culture?
Culture. You think the culture between the Malaysians and Indians? Okay, actually, we have a very good connections, because I'm also Indian. Because of my great grandfather from India go to Malaysia. Now I'm a Malaysian citizen. So we are sharing all kind of the cultures. Mostly there is South Indians. We use the South Indians cultures, everything's all. So let me tell you something. Actually, Malaysia and India actually got very good relations. Okay, very good relations since Netaji and Tunku Abdul Rahman. Tunku Abdul Rahman is our first Prime Minister. But there's some issues that make our country into the problem. I think I can mention his name, Zakir Naik. Because of him, we got some problems. Then yesterday also, some questions will be asked to Prime Minister when you want to hand over Zakir Naik and everything all. So beside that, beyond that, what our Prime Minister thinking is the relationship is very important. You want your country economies to get better, I also want my economy to get better. We don't want this kind of problems. That's all.
Yeah, regarding what you said, the culture. You see, Malaysia and India share a long history of same kind of culture. As you rightly said, there are a lot of South Indians you will find there are in that Malaysia peninsula. Singapore was also once a part of Malaysia. So if you see the Malay Peninsula, you will find a lot of Indians. A lot of temples are there. Up till I think 12th or 13th century, Malaysia was a Hindu kingdom, right? And a lot of Hindu kings used to be there. So we have a lot of temples. So we share a common culture to a large extent. And if you see the language also, you will find that many words are taken from our own language. Like for example, we call Pradhan Mantri, they also call Pradhan Mantri, right? The spelling may be different in English, but they call the same way. We call Bhasha as language, they call Bhasha as language. So we have a lot of culture which is common to each of us, right? And that is why in these 2 days when the deliberations were there, special MOU was signed between the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, right? To take it forward to the next level, right?
And for your information, there is 1.2 million Indians in Malaysia now, and we also was being part of the citizens. Every rights also we given equally with others. So the culture is still on with you with India, and yeah, like me, I'm happy when I'm come back to my hometown.
Okay, let's wrap it up with that. Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask you, Ramit asked you about digital marketing. Is there any possibility of UPI, what we are doing in India, in your country? Like many countries are.
The
now
ringgit and
looking forward
UPI,
to
they have
UPI.
talked about that.
Yeah.
I think the prime ministers have talked about that. They are talking about making UPI and ringgit, right,
Yes.
common to both the countries. So they are already working on it, and I think some
Yes.
group has been formed to see that it happens quite fast.
They give 3 months time to do a research and get back reports to the Prime Minister Anwar and also to the Modi ji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sure our thirst is not quenched, but that means, as we say normally in India, that leaves the door open for requesting him to come again whenever the opportunity arises. So when he comes to his first or second home, I don't know what he calls India, he should treat this as a second home, third home, and join in and have this interaction with students. They learn a lot. We also learn a lot because the media otherwise doesn't cover the positives. Normally the media cover negatives, especially the Western media. They'll cover the negative thing. Some riot has taken place somewhere, some negative thing has happened, but not the positives. There are many positives, and we hope that they will increase with this interaction, which has been there with the Prime Minister and ministerial team. There were 8 of them, I think, from Malaysia. So this is a serious affair, and hopefully all will be followed, and better things will come. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.